Guys, welcome to today's video. I've done 2 videos today, but I am doing 2 well, y'all will get a total of 3, so lucky you. But I just wanted to sit down and talk about a little something and just talk, and I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I hope everybody is staying safe out there. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Topanga Jameson. I'm 34 years old, and I work from home for a very wonderful motorcycle company. Many of you may know Harley Davidson. I just absolutely love them, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I love my bosses and everybody I work with, so it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm so thankful for it. And they added a new feature to my Wepatar. I get to do higher risk accounts, and I'm learning, so it's cool. It's awesome, and I'm very thankful for it. And I get to go back to work tomorrow with all my wonderful peeps. So I was just having my quiet time, praying to Jesus, and just having my afternoon before I have to go back to work and face the daunting task of just working. So today we are going to do what I was thinking and what's on my mind, and I get this question 9 times out of 10, so I did want to answer a few questions I've gotten, and I just wanted to talk about this topic. Now, I am not perfect. I want to say that I have made my mistakes in my life, and I have learned from them and grown from them, and I'm still learning and growing, so that is a good thing. You may not always understand where I'm coming from, but just bear with me. So the first question I get, why don't you just wear shorter hair? It would be just easier for you, like a pixie cut. I have curly hair. So my hair, and it is humid where I'm at. So the humidity, when you have curly, wavy hair that is thick, having a pixie is just not always easy. And there's a lot of styling involved. And there is a lot of styling with long hair involved as well. And I will be doing a tutorial of how I style my hair for all that. But the other question I get, why do you always say, God bless you, or praying for you and thinking of you? Why do you always say that in your videos? Because that is who I am. I can't justify that. That's how I was raised. I was raised in a very religious household. Anybody who knows my family or knows anything about me, me and my sister were raised in a household that had VeggieTales, and we listened to very Christian music. I did not really get to listen to secular music until I was in my much older teens and could make a decision for myself. But growing up in a household that I was expected, I didn't get to wear shorts. They had to be biker shorts. I didn't get to wear spaghetti strap t-shirts or anything like that growing up or anything. So it just got instilled in me that you're going to behave this way. You're going to dress. I still struggle with that from time to time. We've seen some of the options I've worn in my videos, but I'm working on it. Everybody's human. I do also want to say what I wear to work has changed. I had to get some new clothes because the clothes that I did have, a lot of the 1950s clothes, are very uncomfortable to wear daily. I do like doing the 1950s clothing, and I do like wearing it, but sometimes it's very uncomfortable, so I may wear long dresses and things like that. So I get this question a lot. Why do you always wear dresses and why do you never wear pants? Okay, that is another thing. When I am working from home, it's just easier to have a dress or a skirt because it makes going to the bathroom easier. TMI, I know everybody does it. I'll leave it there. But it is just a lot easier for me to deal with that instead of dealing with pants, because sometimes, you know, when I'm in a rush or if I've been on the phone and I have to abruptly make a beeline to the bathroom, it's just easier to have skirts. And I do wear shorts under some of my skirts because it's just easier. But I do also want to say, because I did get a lot of questions about dating and marriage and things like that, and my personal view on that, I'm not saying, and people ask, why don't you ever go out and try to meet somebody? You could meet somebody, go out there and meet. Well, what you got to understand, yes, I work a full-time job, but I'm also going to school full-time, and getting that process ready has been really taxing. And I'm not going to say I've enjoyed every minute of my single time, because there were times I just wished that I was already married and had kids and family and things like that. And that is something I am working on. I'm not trying to sound desperate. It is something I'm just coming to terms with. So, and when that time happens, it happens. But I feel like every season you're in your life, there's always something to learn from it. So that is what I'm trying to do. People have asked, why don't you go out and reach out to old friends or people in your life? Wouldn't they be interested in hearing how you turned out? Like I said, because of the pandemic, it's hard to reach out to people. And it's hard, you know, because everybody's living their lives and we're all living our lives to the best of our abilities. We're being adults. We're making strides in our lives. So it is kind of hard sometimes to keep in touch with people. And after my breakup with my ex, a lot of people took my ex's side. And I know I wasn't the best girlfriend, so I'm also working on myself before I get into a next relationship and do that again. So I want to be the best version of myself, and I don't want to settle for something that's not what I want. And sometimes I want to settle down and I want to get married one day. I know that may not happen. I know it may, but it's also in God's timing. And people ask, why don't you just start going on a dating app? I think they are the most unsafe things. And there's a lot of people that say they are one person and then you find out that they're not. I would never go on an online dating. I don't feel safe with it. But I feel like it is whatever God sends in my life. People have asked, why don't you just go to a university and get your degree? Well, I work full time and I work the night shift, so I have to sleep sometime, and so I'll get up later in the day or earlier in the morning. Lately, I have been getting up early in the mornings and eating breakfast and then starting my day at work and just doing that. So that is just what I'm striving. I'm striving to get up earlier in the mornings to get everything done and cleaned up. And I'm still working on my room. We're going to go through my closet and my dresser, and we're going to get rid of a lot of stuff, and I'm going to donate it to the League of the Blind. or the downtown women's shelter where my mom lives. Now I do get this question a lot. Why does your hair always look like a mess? When I am wearing my headset, I can brush this hair 5 times a day, and it's going to have a mind of its own. Because I have naturally curly hair. I got it from my dad and my mom's side, so here we go. The next question I get, do you think it would be a good idea for you to have children being in a wheelchair? I understand where this question is coming from, and I see the person's point of view, but if the doctor told me it was not safe for me to have a child biologically, there is other ways I could have a kid. I know that. But it also depends on how my health and circumstances are at that point when I have kids. People also have asked, why do you say 1950s housewife when you're doing makeup tutorials and you're not married? It's just a fun video. Take it for what it is. It's just fun and a way I de-stress from my job, because my job can be very stressful at times, and that is my fun way to de-stress. It's not to offend anyone, not to do anything. It's just fun. But I did have shorter hair when I was younger, and I did not look good in it. And I actually got mistaken for a boy, so I have had long hair ever since, and I just am with my hair the way it is, crazy and curly. It's just better to have hair that's, I can put it up in a ponytail, do whatever with it. Some days, let's be honest, I don't give a crap. But that's just my day. I'm getting better and I'm working on it, but that's just what I'm having to work through. It's okay to be single sometimes, and I'm having to learn that. And I'm having to be okay with that. Now, if God intends for somebody to come in my life, that's great. But I'm not going to force that issue. I'll pray about it. Sometimes God doesn't always answer prayers right away. And maybe He answers it and you just don't may not like the answer you get, but that is my view on that. But anybody who is single and sad because you're single in this time of your life, I understand what you're going through. But I also understand that there's a purpose and a reason, so please don't give up. Love is out there, and in God's timing and in whatever timing maybe, and sometimes God's timing is a little slower than ours, but I'm okay with that. And it's better to have something that somebody who has the same, wants and desires in that relationship than settling for somebody who's going to be a short term, because I don't believe in divorce. I understand that sometimes divorce happens and, there's certain situations where that happens, but for me, I know my missing puzzle pieces out there, and I'll wait and be patient. Sometimes I'm not patient. Let's be honest. We've all been there. But I want to let y'all know that if you are single or you're struggling, whatever it may be, I'm praying for you. And I want you to know that the higher power, the man upstairs, understands too. So I want you to know that. I pray for each and every one of my subscribers. And I'm so thankful that I have y'all. Y'all have grown my channel so much and listened to my rambling, and some of my videos have been crazy, and I am so sorry for the chaos, but I do want to let y'all know. And I've noticed that I've gotten some weird, inappropriate comments. I am learning how to block those, because it was brought to my attention that there were some weird comments on my channel, and a lot of people brought it to my attention. I am working with the YouTube app and learning how to do it, because you have to do it a certain way. But I am getting on that, and we are going to clean up my channel, and you're going to see a more realistic day in my life of my faith and what my days are. And I know that may not be cool for people. I know it may. Some people, it's not some people's cup of tea. I'm not trying to force religion or anything down your throat. That's just who I am. And you may not like every video I post out there, but I thank y'all for being here, and y'all have helped me so much. Y'all don't even know it. I may never ever meet any of you, and if I do meet y'all, I'd be very honored. Thank you for making this the best year of my life. The best couple of years. And then I get to do my videos for you guys. I'm so thankful. And I know it hasn't always been an easy road, but I do want to thank y'all. And I am so blessed and lucky to have each and every one of you. Bye.